Loveys, how are we? Happy Monday. I am just hopping on today to talk all the S with you, okay? And I needed to have you by my side while we go over this TurtleBoy situation and his interview with the second juror that he has gotten to meet with. I mean, that's quite remarkable because nobody else has, and that says something for TurtleBoy. Hey, everybody, let me say hello to a couple of our best friends from out of town. Hi, Mimi. Hi, Joanna. Hi, Laura. Hi, Shelby. Oh, and she likes Texas is here live with me, Lovey. I love that. Hi, Bridget from Long Island and PJ from Texas. Babes, we're all over the place. I'm loving it. Oh, oh my gosh, be kinder than necessary. My love, she goes, your hair looks dope, babes. And you know what that is? It was wash day last night. So that's what I did. Oh, hi, everybody. Oh my gosh, you're so thank you so much for joining me at a 6 o'clock random time. I think that I might be, guys, like it could potentially be that I'm old and I like to do things early. Okay. It's happening. All right. It used to be a time I didn't go out till 11 o'clock at night. And now if somebody asked me to a dinner at 8:30, I'd be like, I'll see you next year. Right. She's not as young as she once was. Hello. Oh, Josie G, thank you. So look at me. Oh, Josie G's been waiting for me since noon. I love you. Okay. So, I love you guys. So listen, I wanted to first and foremost also thank TurtleBoy and his admin staff because they said to me, they were like, Kim, if you're going to go through all of the, juror questions tonight, let me give you a little bit of an ad-free situation. So I wanted to thank him deeply for that because he didn't have to do that for me. And neither did his team. So thank you, TurtleBoy. Oh gosh. Well, I hear you, babes. Okay. Never forget 9/11. You're in your 30s. I am 62. Well, listen, you look beautiful. Okay. I love your glasses. So we're going to get into it, guys. And let me tell you this. Oh, does she got a booger? Probably. Okay. Don't make it weird. We'll go through all of the questions because I have questions. And not only do I have questions, guys, I also have I'm unwell with some of these answers. Like I did not see this coming. Okay. So with that being said, guys, what we're going to do is we'll read through it. We'll talk with each other about it. And then at the end, if there's any questions or like you guys want to ask me anything, because I don't know who I think I am, but if you do, then we can do the questions there because I have like two different streams. Like I have not two different streams, you genius. You know what I mean? I got I have two halves of the desktop on and I can't touch anything because I'm afraid. Okay. What is she afraid of? That I'll screw it up and I'll be gone. I'll be away. So now, without further ado, let's get into the man, the myth, the legend, TurtleBoy, and this second interview. Okay. Oh, hi, Miss Shorty. You're here. I love you. Miss Shorty, sorry, sidetracked. ADD, it's happening. Miss Shorty, I just wanted to say you are an incredible soul. You are an incredible human being. You are an incredible friend. Congratulations for your efforts in the Free Karen Reid standouts that you did in Australia. Okay. She's managing Australia for us, guys. Hello. We love you, Miss Shorty. Thank you so much. All right. So now do I have TurtleBoy? Okay. So this is TurtleBoy. And this is where it said, guys, interview with Karen Reid trial juror. Babes. Also, sidebar, this was a deliberating juror. Okay, this wasn't like somebody who got dismissed. This was actually you're in the sauce. They were deep in the lally sauce. Okay, so we're going to go. And this was 3 days ago. I know a lot of people have talked about this, I'm sure, with you, but there was a couple of points that sent me to another galaxy far, far away. So here we go. Hi, loveys. Thank you for joining me. Okay. So we go do. Okay. Oh, what am I doing? Okay, he says, this morning, I conducted a 1-hour interview with a juror in the Karen Reed case. The juror was one of 3 who changed his vote to guilty on manslaughter and then went back to not guilty. This juror is an EMT and was more than willing to speak with me about topics that no juror has discussed thus far. For the first time, we now have insight into deliberations, and I will be paraphrasing. So he cut the answers down short, but I know damn right well that he said it he shot it straight with us, because these answers, guys, we never would have thought. We never would have thought. Everything that we think was not what the jury thought. So, okay, let's go. All right. So the most convincing witnesses were the ARCA guys, because they were strong in their delivery and presentation. But the ARCA guys were unequivocal that John's injuries didn't come from a motor vehicle collision. Clearly, those who voted guilty did not find them convincing. What went wrong? The group in general, this is the juror now, guys, right? The group in general felt that the defense was trying to derail us with them. A lot of people were saying guilty because these individuals came in and gave us this information, but they couldn't say who was sponsoring them. Whether it was an insurance company or, no offense, or was it yourself, to TurtleBoy? Okay, so we started this one off, let's just say, pretty hot coming out the gate, guys, right? You're telling me that the jury, the seated jury, and this is a medical professional, although he might not be a doctor or a nurse, he's an EMT. He's probably a long-serving EMT, because I don't think that TurtleBoy said that anybody was super young. I don't remember him describing him as a young man. So this middle-aged, let's say, EMT is a medical professional, and he's thinking that an insurance company was brought in by the defense for a murder trial, an unaliving trial. Okay, I think I can actually say murder on YouTube. Oh, can you hide that comment? Yep, sorry, we'll do that. She's smart and pretty. Okay, here we go. So that drove me to another dimension, thinking that we had jurors believing, guys, that either TurtleBoy did this. He hired, geez, if he has a cool $500,000, which, they didn't know at that time, but if he had a cool $500,000 to get this expedited, isn't that something? Okay. Oh gosh, look at Romy. I'm just going to pull you up here. The fact that they thought TB may have paid for ARCA is banana pancakes. Like what? Romy, I couldn't have said it better myself, love. There is no actual point of, oh, I love you, honey. I just got a soda pop. I got a Diet Coke from the fountain, bibs. It's a good day. May the force be with you and also with you. Okay, so here we are. That is coming out the gate, and I cannot. So this is what I have decided. We have got to, we've got a petition. We've got to talk to who? We've got to send emails to Mr. David Yannetti. If he needs me to be his intern, I'll answer the emails. But we need to figure out what in the Christ is humanly possible, guys, for us to gather enough information to Judge Bev Canoni that says you can't play unfair, right? Because it's supposed to be a fair trial for the defendant, for Karen Reed. It's not supposed to be a fair trial, no offense, to the Commonwealth. It's not, well, it is, but it's not supposed to be, going out of their way to ensure that everything is lining up as it's supposed to for the Commonwealth to present their theory, right? And that I didn't like at all. I don't like that in the motions of Lemonade, they decided that they had to not say that it was the FBI investigation because it would be too detrimental to the prosecution. And to me, guys, it just doesn't make sense, because if you're able to bring in TurtleBoy, if you're able to say, if Jennifer McCabe and Allie McCabe are allowed to cry on the stand, which they should, hey, to each their own. If we're going to play it, you got to be able to do what you're going to do. But if they're able to do and say TurtleBoy with a pending investigation of charges that he has not been found guilty on, why can we not say that the FBI is investigating this case? Tell me, babes, what do you think? Thank you, Margaret. See, Margaret knows me. Right, Joanna? Like, it can't be what's good is for the goose isn't for the gander, or however the saying goes. You know what I mean? But it's got to be fair for Karen. And this is not a fair example for Karen. And I think this was a total muff up on Judge Cannoni's behalf, in my humble opinion, because now this is another juror that says, oh, well, we just didn't know where they were from, so we didn't trust them. I'm sorry. Did you not see Crash Daddies? They are PhDs that have contracts with the United States government and the NHL. I'm pretty sure that they're reliable characters, just in my opinion. Exactly. Look here we go. Christine F, aka K-Fan. She goes, it's outrageous. What has gone on in this trial? We are outraged. Yes, we are, babes. We're channeling our inner Melanie Little right now, but yes, like, I'm done with it too. Okay. So now let's get to the next question. It said, so TurtleBoy asks, did you know who I was? Okay. Now, and I'm thinking to myself, well, I'm sure like local people, they all might have had a chance to know who he was, but I never thought that either the defense or the prosecution or the Commonwealth would want him to like be saying that they knew who he was, or that they would seat anyone on the jury who knew who he was. So he says, it's a man. He says, we did know because there was someone in the jury who knew about you, and we talked about it a little bit. Stop it. I'm passing away right now. Okay. So you talked about it. I'm going to be passed away right here. There was information being told to us by family members about what was going on with the media, for lack of better terms. Someone on the jury was telling us that you were in the courtroom and there were people who were talking about different angles. Okay. Well, that's a loaded effing answer if I ever heard one. Okay. Stick a fork in me. I'm done, babes, because I have no idea what the Christ we're talking about. First, you know who he is because somebody in deliberations is telling you guys who TurtleBoy is, what's going on in the media, so you didn't answer your question. Every time you came in that damn courtroom, you were asked, have you heard anything about this trial? Have you seen anything on the media? Have you talked to anybody about this trial? And you all just were like talking shit. You were just joking. JK, we actually knew the whole time. Oh, sorry, juror. I don't mean to be rude, but I got something just right here for you. What are we doing? Okay. This case, here we go. Here it is. LML Bunny, exactly. Then, good morning, Kim. Good morning from down under. Exactly, from the bolter with an explosion over their head. And look at this. D-Mart says that Bev felt sorry for Lally's lackluster. Ain't that the truth, babes? Her bias was alarming, and it was showing at all times. That was just me adding it in. She broke defense momentum with witnesses a few times as well. She sure did. Remember when Aunt Bev would be like, oh, we're going to stop right now. We're going to stop right now. And my guy, our guy, David Yannetti, Mr. David Yannetti. I don't mean to be fresh, Mrs. Yannetti, but Mr. David Yannetti is everything. Okay. And when he gets going, don't stop him, babes. Don't let that man spin him up and let him go. And I believe truly that Bev knows, she knows David Yannetti. She's known him for 20 years. So I think that she would be like, oops, let's just pump the brakes real quick. But the bigger question to me, babes, is there any, is that juror misconduct in any way? If this is accurate, if you were receiving information about what was going on in the media and a blogger / journalist is coming up and you're getting that information, something feels real gross, real slimy to me, right? Time for a break. Bev is corrupt, crying, obviously. Darcy, I 100% agree. Oh, look at, and LML Bunny just goes, of course it is. Case dismissed. They need to go to the media. And that is where we want to end, babes, is we want to do like all of us, right? Like, let's just encourage our jurors to say whatever they need to say in order for them to be heard. And it's not going to be through me, right? Who am I? I'm just Nurse Kim. I'm a little schmuck on the internet. And, TurtleBoy has a larger reach, but he's also very kind of like, he's a little close, in my humble opinion. I think go to Christina Rex, babes. All of you, go talk to somebody about Ted Daniel, Christina Rex. I don't even know who else, who you'd like to go to. I don't care. All I care about is if there was slimy jazz occurring, I need you to be brave and say, hey, actually, we didn't just muff up on the slip. We also did talk about this case and knew about side quest players that as it was going on. And we knew that you were in the courtroom watching it. Stop the madness. AKA the cat lady says, we can get a survey from the defense. We can get a survey from the defense and have creators running the survey. They have a large pool to get info from readily available. That's so true too, though, cat lady. You're right. If the defense was able to get a survey and then we could call it out. I mean, listen, I'll go on that TikTok, babes, right? I'll go on the TikTok and we'll spread the word. But that is a much bigger platform for me. But, YouTube, at least people can go back and watch it and are more accessible. But that's a great idea. Oh, MC Free Karen KR. The jurors caved to their foreman. We're going to get into that. Okay, I'm going to the next. Sorry, guys. Oh, just kidding. One more. Okay, too blessed to be stressed. Thank you so much, Lovey. I think the FBI could have asked not to be mentioned so it won't interfere in their current investigation. It's a possibility. You're probably right. However, I like that. I'm picking up what you're putting down, babes. But I would also say that there was a specific suppression that happened on behalf of Judge Cannoni because it was requested by the defense team, right? And then Judge Cannoni said, absolutely not. Absolutely not, babes. We're not saying this because it's not fair. It's not fair to little Lally Bear. And I need to love him. Okay. And I was like, oh, makes sense. All right. So the first couple of questions, I am extraterrestrial. ET phone home me, babes. Okay. So then it goes on. So the jury guessed that there was a possibility that TurtleBoy paid for the ARCA experts, but no one suggested the feds. And the juror says, based on our charge, which was to follow the evidence, so we just left it alone. So because of the factor that we didn't know who sponsored them, because the defense utilized them and the prosecution did not. So it was confusing on whether or not whether or not they were there to derail us. And some of the jurors felt strongly about that. I'm twitching. Okay. I felt that there must be some truth in what they were saying to present this information. And why would the judge even allow them to testify if they weren't credible? Okay. So here's the thing. So we're living on a prayer, babes, that Judge Cannoni allowed these experts with multiple doctorates to just get up on the stand and talk shit. Okay. You built a cannon. You built a cannon and work for the United States government along with NHL to make hockey rinks safer because of the Chara incident. There was like a Boston connection. So hello guys. Listen, I love all the jurors. Jurors, do you, boo. I want you to be safe. I want you to live your best life. But I also want you to use your brain. Okay? Because do insurance companies generally work for the United States government? Do insurance companies technically work on safety apparatuses for tanks in Afghanistan, like we were told by Crash Daddy, who was, I can't even remember his name right now. Oh God, that's terrible. But not Mr. Rentschler. It was not Dr. Rentschler. It was, oh my gosh, that's not good. But you know what I'm saying. Like those things are just mind-boggling to me. Oh, and they did NASA work. Look at MJA Boston says NASA work too, babes. Look at it. I can't. Oh, Dr. Wolf. Shame on me. The original. Okay. He was a Wolfie. Okay. Look at that smile. He was, woo. There was a lot to like about his testimony. We'll say that. So, okay. Then, was there pressure to reach a verdict? This is from TurtleBoy to the juror. And the juror says, yeah, there was a lot of pressure to come to a consensus. Good, as there should be, babes, right? Like we should be pressuring to have a finality, not only for the defendant, but also for the family of victims, AKA the O'Keefe family. Okay, BLT says, Nurse Kim, you make me laugh. I'm from Southie and you blow our Boston accents out of the harbor. New favorite line, ET phone home, babes. Okay. Oh, thank you, BLT. I'm sorry. I'm not even, I shouldn't have access to the World Wide Web. Okay. And now I don't know how to make it go away. Oh, there we go. All right. Bye-bye. I love you. All right. So then I'm glad that there was at least consensus there. But then it says, why did you ultimately vote not guilty, right? Because we remember this guy was one of the ones who turncoat, and he freaking Judas, and then came back to reality, like had to come to Jesus and came to. So he sniffed some bath salts. All right. So here we go. Maybe we were willing to accept a lesser charge, but in the end, I switched back and thought about it and said not guilty because the individual who asked how to get to 34 Fairview was John O'Keefe. He was the one who called and texted Jennifer McCabe. He was the one who programmed it into his ways. He was the one who wanted to continue go out drinking. There is evidence that there was scratches on the arm, but the clear delineation of what killed John was the blow to the back of his head and hypothermia. Correct. Good job. Keep going. And because of those things, it was not her. Okay. Hey, EMT, you got there. Okay. Proud of you. But what the Christ are you talking about before? So now let's break this down, babes, because we have no idea. They were willing. Now, I've said this on different platforms, right? Because you guys know I'm a TikToker. And I have said on my lives and with Dave and everywhere else that my concern always was that I never wanted there to be a reason for them to get to a lesser included, because you have to remember, guys, they're looking across, right? They're looking every day in the smallest courtroom of Norfolk Superior Court. They're just looking. They're seeing, who do they see? Mrs. O'Keefe in tears, crying. Okay. This wasn't just, it wasn't just Nurse Kim, right? Like I wasn't the person who had passed away. This is a Boston police officer. Okay. Let's take that in. This is a Boston police officer, and this investigation was done by people who the normal general public, and especially older general public of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, we have a tendency to believe, like law enforcement, we believe prosecutors, we believe what is going on, and we often think that they are the good guys, and oftentimes they are, right? No disrespect to any police officers that are incredible and good men and women. And the same for our judicial system and courts. The majority is good. I don't mean to say that. But for them to wrap their minds around the fact that this was Karen Read was framed, right? Let's be David Yannetti. Karen Read was framed. Opening line. I clutched my pearls, babes. I was like, it's happening. It's happening. Okay. I lost my mind. So, you know, that's a lot for somebody to take in. And I know that it was 9 weeks long, and I know that they blacked out halfway through. Okay. They, what if any, blacked out. Okay. They took a nap 3 times a week. Like, I get it. But at the same time, they wanted to give something, in my opinion, to Mr. and Mrs. O'Keefe, and to Paul, and to Erin. And, you know, that's why I really think, if I may, that we really need to tighten in the defense moving forward, because it can't happen like that again. If you got 8 on this jury, there's a huge potential that it could go to 12 in another jury, in my opinion. So we've got to tighten it up, and we've got to just streamline, because let Lally go in the weeds. Don't let us do it. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Unlike TB, too blessed to be stressed says, unlike TB, I think this was premeditated. Jen McCabe said on the stand that John O'Keefe and Karen Read were not sure about going, but she kept pushing them to go anyway. Oh, too blessed to be stressed. There has been a lot of speculation about that and what was it and how it played out. And I believe that Jennifer McCabe wanted Karen Read to go to that house. For what? I can't tell you, because I wasn't in her brain, but I do know that. Just Us says, JM had a surprise. Ooh, okay. Okay, lovey. So now, here we go. So how were they? Oh, okay. So initially the vote was 6-6. Then it was 8-4. Then it went 9-3. I almost had an accident. Okay. I almost peed. Okay. And then back down to 8-4. Okay. All right. Okay. We're calm. And how were they initially able to persuade you to guilty? So this is where we get into our foreman concerns. It says there was an engineer in the group, and the engineer and the foreman, stop it, Kim. Okay. Also a medical person. Oh, okay. Both were. And they said, let's look solely at the evidence. Thanks, dickhead. That's the directions. I appreciate that, you know, that the engineer and the foreman medical professional said, let's just do our job. Fantastic. Then look at the idea, and perhaps it could have been, and this is just conjecture, that's why I went back and changed quickly on the second day of deliberations. And the question was, did it seem like the car backing up caused enough idea that John was perceived that he fell backwards? That's a run-on sentence, and I have no idea what that means. And he fell backwards because he perceived a threat. And engineering-wise, that kind of made sense why there was no impact. Take me away. Calgon, take me away. I'm unwell. Like, guys, what do we even make of that sentence? Jen, I love your face. Thank you so much. And that is such a cool picture. So I have no idea. I have no idea what that even means, other than, guys, that there was potentially jurors who were making up their own idea that Karen, let's say in a fit of rage, starts backing up her car in a Mario Andretti's wife, babes. Okay, she is speeding. I mean, cruising, babes. 24 miles an hour. Not saying, I mean, like, I can't believe nobody said, oh shit, can you even get a car to go that fast? And then they decided that John perceived a threat, babes. And then he jumped, he leapt, cracked his head, right side of his occiput, two-inch laceration to the right occiput of his skull. And that's how it happened. No, I have no idea. I don't know how you're presenting a theory that the Commonwealth didn't and the defense sure as shit didn't, but okay. Romy, my lover Romy with cheese. Hi, Lovey. They can't make up their own theories. I can't even handle this. Nope, neither can I. Stick me in we're going to take a grippy sock vacation, guys, watching this shit. Oh, Maddie Wags. Hey, hi, Lovey. Maddie Wags says, so they decided he might have been afraid she'd hit him. So he hit him. So he fell over on his own head and conked his head. Fell over on his own and conked his head. And no one saw him on the lawn still. Sorry, that's not funny. But like literally you are making, I mean, if we want to do fairy tales, bitch, let me make one. Because I had a dream. And if anyone hasn't seen Nurse Kim's dream when I was the drone, okay? And I was up in the air and I'm saying, don't do it, John. Don't go in the house. Like, you know, if we're going to do that, then listen, it's all fair game. Let's all just make our own theories. Oh, sorry. Okay. Kristen, oh my gosh, I just got something in my emails, guys. I don't know why this comes up, but I really appreciate it. Kristen Engel, thank you so much. You don't even know. That means the world to me. I really appreciate your kindness. She just sent me a little love on the Venmo. Okay. I'll write you a love note back later, Lovey. Okay, so then we find out that okay, so they thought that there was made no impact. And I just wanted to see between this coming up. Okay, wait, I just wanted to read this one. Victoria Carlton says, between this coming out and the numerous new Twitter accounts, it's exhausting. It is. I'm exhausted. And also, I'm fighting for my life on Twitter. Can everybody just be nice? Like, can we put down the battle for like, you know, and I thank all of us for like trying to fight the good fight. But even if you try to be nice, everybody is just ready to like, I'll say something that is absolutely, in my opinion, not controversial. I'm bringing like testimony that came up and I'm like, what about this? And they're like, you dumb slut, you chubby hooker. And I'm like, oh. So don't fight for your life on Twitter, okay? It just is not worth it. But, you know, whoever's out there battling, you are actual soldiers in this world. Okay. So that means this is, oh my God, this is TurtleBoy talking. So that means they rejected Trooper Paul's theory. Speaking of Trooper Paul, who did you think were the least credible witnesses. Well, this chapped my ass. Okay? I'm ready to soldier up for Lucky, okay? Because this juror said Trooper Paul and Lucky Loughran. You shut your mouth when you're talking to me. What the frig do you mean you didn't think that Lucky was credible? Tell me more. I know. Look at LMN Bunny. She goes unreal. He or she goes unreal. Lucky. Poor Michelle. In Lucky we trust. And this is the shit. They're like, no, we didn't believe him. Oh, I don't even live here anymore. Send me away. Okay. So then TurtleBoy's like, Lucky, you're shitting me. And he goes, he didn't report he didn't report that other piece of accident that occurred, but he remembered all of the other details. Why would he not report that he got into an accident, but he reported everything else? During the testimony, when he was presenting it to the jury, he did not give us that information. He forgot that whole piece of information, which I would think would have been important. What? I don't understand. I'm not getting it. Huh? I'm sorry. What accident are you talking about? And I think that there has been mention, guys, that it was like the basketball, when he reported that there was the basketball thing court, what is this? The basketball hoop, right? But he reported that. So what are we talking about? And see, this is the shit, guys, that we don't have time for, right? Like, and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm being a little fresh. I'm just slightly worked. I'm a little bit worked up, and I'm pardon my French. But guys, when we're sitting here and we're talking about these things, we know that he did report that. He clearly reported it. Why? So they all wrote it down incorrectly? Is that what you're telling me? They all wrote it down incorrectly in their little handy-dandy notebooks? Their little handy-dandy notebooks that were monitored by who? Trooper Fanning. Just saying. I don't know. I heard it. Okay. Oh, Lord. Okay, I'm going to try to get this, loves. Oh, nope, I can't. I'm so sorry. Oh, no, I can. I'm finding it. All right, here we go. Off topic, but you're thank you. Too blessed to be stressed. I'm from Dorchester. Oh my gosh, Upham's Corner area, born and raised. All I hear is how strong my Boston accent is. Listen, it's when I talk fast. I can be like Nurse Kim can, if I am, hello, my name is Kimberly Jean. Blah, blah, blah. Like I can do very, very nice and professional. But when I'm talking to my best friends from out of town, it's just obnoxious. Like I just am a big mouth broad. And if I have a beveragino, forget about it. Forget about it. Okay. Then Maddie Wag said, they said Lucky didn't report the accident, and he did. What he didn't report was the Ford Edge on the Alberts lawn. He didn't report it as a courtesy to them. Exactly, Maddie Wags. And that's why I love your face, because you remember all the shits. So do I, but sometimes I get a little sidetracked. But that is exactly it, Madeline Wags. You're telling me that he didn't report the Ford Edge that he described and the taillights, guys. Do you remember that moment? Do you remember that moment in testimony where they were Lally was trying to really get Lucky and say, oh, he doesn't remember anything, blah, 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 whatevs. And then we find out that he goes, actually, if you look at the back of the taillights, the Ford Edge is more boxy, right? No, the Lexus is more boxy and the Ford Edge is more round. And then we look at that in real life, IRL, look up a picture, babe. And it looks like the outside is more of a rounded shape. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Maddie Wags. And thank you, Lucky. All right, now let's do this. Okay. Next. Okay. He didn't, oh no. Did you think it was odd that the state police never attempted to speak with Lucky Loughran. And the juror says, we did find it. We found it odd. The whole thing was odd. It was 6-6 because it seemed there was so much information that was lost that could have been gleaned in the first few days of the case. Well, babes, I want to tell you this. Oh, sorry, I'm going to pull that one up too. Yes, nurse, the LV Cops TV guys did a picture side by side. Yes. Good job, Iceman. And Jessica, yes, love you, Nurse Kim, telling it like it is, girl. You're spot on. Same. Oh, I love you. Thank you so much, darling. Okay. So now what am I doing? Who am I? Okay. There we go. So I thought that was wild. And I thought that it made so much sense, guys, that we need to have Lally. We need to have Lally take a minute. Okay. Take a minute. I want you to reflect, Lally, you little Lally Gaga, you little Lally son of a frigger. Okay. Who he should have had all this information within the first 2 weeks. The trial could have been done, like it could have been max capacita, would have been 4 weeks for the Commonwealth and 2 weeks for the defense, max, right? But not us. Not us, babes. It's most days off. We want, is there a half day we could possibly have? Do we need anything? Let's take Tuesday through Friday off because Bev's got a friggin' blowout she's got to get to. Okay. I don't know if it meant her hair or if she was getting her back blown out, but we know something was happening down the Cape when she was knee deep in clams. Okay. Just in my opinion. Okay. And then says, what about Chloe? The jury did not know. And we were all told that Chloe was rehomed. So we thought, So we thought that as a jury and wondered, why didn't they present anything about Chloe? After the trial, I realized that rehomed was another name for euthanized. My understanding is that Chloe is no longer. Okay. I'm going to need a minute to get my shit together because in my mind, guys, Chloe is chilling out and I know it's probably a story, but fuck it. The jury gets to tell a story, pardon my French, but I'm going to make up a story. I like to believe that Chloe is in Vermont, babes. She is hanging out. And what is she doing there? She's running in a field. There's a tiny pond. There are 3 ducks that she is best friends with. She's made 3 duck friends and she lives on the estate property of Ben and Jerry. That's what I believe. Okay. So just saying, if we're going to make, if we're going to make up stories, I can't even handle this. But we have to remember that Nicole Albert swore, okay? She like pinky sweared that Chloe was okay and that she drove her. Remember, she was like, "Oh, I drove her. I met my friend Ben, half of Ben and Jerry, halfway from Canton to Vermont." But it was really interesting because during the trial, someone said someone should have asked Nicole Albert, "What route did you take?" And I just gave you something, Lally, okay? Or Nicole Albert, if you're watching, because she wouldn't have known that. And I don't know. I mean, maybe she does know her way to Vermont, but like, wouldn't that have been a ballsy question if Liza Little went up and said, really, when you were driving Chloe to Vermont, which highway did you take? What town did you stop in? What location? What like gas station or wherever she said she dropped her off at? Yes, see, Maddie Wags gets me. Oh, I don't know if I want to read this, badgered witness. Rehome only means euthanized when you're using extreme sarcasm and side eye. LOL. Like, no, it doesn't. I know. Kelly Garcia, that's my girl. We demand it. Okay, we demand it. I'm sending out the National Guard to find Chloe Albert. And also, bitch, you don't, pardon me, sorry, but we need proof of life immediately. And we don't rehome our dogs. You had her for 7 years, and then you were just like, okay, bye, see ya, don't even care anymore. Kelly Reed, oh, hi, Kelly Reed. I love your face. I'm so happy you're here. Nurse Kim, I love your show, and I absolutely would have invited you to dinner over Dave. Oh, Kelly. Oh, I appreciate that. And, Steve, I'm so proud of Steve, right? My sidekick, Steve, from the Twitter trolls. But Dave is incredible, and he's my little brother that just drives me mental, but he is a really good guy. And I was invited, Kelly. I was invited. I just was not able to go. Let's fingers crossed that we can make something else happen. And then we have, oh gosh, I'm going to not find my way back. Okay. And then Too Blessed to Be Stressed says, lastly, off topic, instead of F up a Farwell, his new name should be Farewell. Love you, Kim. Keep doing what you're doing. I'd love to meet you one day. I would love to meet you too, darling. And it is so funny. We should say farewell, farewell. You know what I mean? Okay, so now let's go back to our guys. I'm getting better at the desktop. I'm sorry, but who does she think she is? Okay, now, all right, the jury, we knew about that. Okay, then it says, this is from TurtleBoy to the juror. Did the jury believe that John was bit by a dog? Because there was 2 doctors who said John was bitten by a dog. And the juror says, the jury believed there was reasonable doubt. Please teleport me. Call me Xenon warrior princess, okay? Or I don't even know. Or a girl of the 21st century. I am physically blacked out right now. Oh, we believe that there was reasonable doubt, but we still were 8-4 or 9-3 on manslaughter, a lesser included. Oh, sorry, juror. I hate to do this to you, but I found that. Okay. Okay. So anywho, then that's why there were 6 people that had the reasonable doubt. It was very clear on charge 1 and 3. Murder was decided on day 1. She had no intent to murder. Thank you. At least that, if nothing else, guys, if we can glean any super positivity, it is 100% not guilty on counts 1 and 3. It means something. Even if the Commonwealth won't man up to their mistake, even if there is no way that we can rule knowing about TurtleBoy is jury misconduct because you guys are talking about what your family is telling you is going on in the media. But that is our hopeful place that we should stay in. And I feel positive. I know that I want, in the long and short of this, is justice for Officer John O'Keefe and to free Karen Reed, because getting justice for Officer John O'Keefe means that Karen Reed does not face consequences for actions she did not commit, in my opinion. Amanda F says, second count is still years of jail time. It's BS. Amanda F, babes, that is freaking 15 years. I'm not doing it. No, thank you. Nope, not doing it. Not taking a plea. You all can, I'm not doing any of it. Why? Because Karen didn't do it. So no. Okay, now, next. Okay, so how could they believe that? How could they believe that if she went 24 miles an hour in reverse? We believe, we the people, we the jury. Am I screaming at you? I'm really sorry if I'm screaming at you. I'll try to tone it down. We believe that he wasn't hit. So, babes, quick question. I'm going to need to be resuscitated. If you believe that he wasn't hit, then how was there manslaughter? I need to be, send me away. Okay. This is exactly. Yes. Iceman, we love you. Iceman 2.0, you are fantastic. Oh, Jenna Hageland. Look I'm getting these random things in my Outlook. I don't know why the desktop works this way, guys, but I'm going to say it while I have it because, my brain is a little, a little interesting. Jenna Hageland gave me a Venmo, and I just wanted to say thank you so much. You are the best. I love your face. Thank you, darling. I really appreciate that. Okay, next, focus. Oh, so many things going on the screen. Okay, so the jury believed you. Okay, so you all believed he wasn't struck by a car and that he jumped out of the way and fell. Stop it. And then they said, the juror says, the jury believed it was unintentional. So then TurtleBoy says, how could it not be intentional going that fast, right? That's what Adam Lally wants us to believe. In this 5 seconds of rage that Karen Reed was in, remember? 5 seconds, babes. In the 5 seconds that it took her from allegedly going from 0, stopped, to 24.2 miles an hour, and for 62 feet, she gunned it. Remember, the pedal pressure was 74%. And that wasn't intentional? Stop it. You're full of it. Okay. Then the guy says, the 6 believed it was accidental. It was an accidental hit and believed he was struck at 24 miles an hour. And this is what also I want to say. Mr. Yannetti. Hi, Mr. Yannetti. It's just Nurse Kim. How you doing? I'm available as your intern. If you ever need me, just send me an email. Let's say that when they do like the show and tell, when you have to go back to the accident and you do the crime, when they looked at Karen's car in front of 34 Fairview, it's not called show and tell, Kim. Act like a normal human being. When they do the jury view and they show Karen's car, I want somebody in it. Okay? I don't care who it is. Put me in it, babes. And watch me try to gun that shit. It'll be January, just saying, or February. Say, hey, let's put another broad in the front seat and let's just see if this is even possible. Because you know who didn't do that testing? It was Trooper Paul. Okay? He didn't even try that. No. We saw the video of what Trooper Paul did. And what Trooper Paul did was backed it up. He just said, this car backs up. All buttons work. Well, thanks. Thanks, Finkus. Okay? Because we all know that. Oh, okay. And then Natty Wag said to me, yes. And true justice is for John is freeing Karen Reed and exposing who took his life. Amen, babes. Oh, my lover Romy with cheese. Have you tried to go 24 miles an hour in reverse? It's basically impossible in that amount of time. KR would have driven on the lawn. Absolutely. And guys, remember this, because you know how I'm abnormal with my brain and my memory. How about this? There's no way that Karen Reed would have maintained the control that she did in that vehicle, that it only went for the degrees side to side, 5 degrees left or right. So she was flying straight. The crow flies straight for Karen, apparently. And she was like, no, we don't make any odd turns. She just keeps going. Okay. And again, only in 5 seconds. No, impossible. Oh, reality check. Hi, Lovey. And don't forget, you'd have to be drunk too. No. Okay. Well, that seems like That could be arranged. Get me a little, I'll just say, police, please stand by because all of you were here and just let me get behind the wheel. Sound familiar? Okay. So then TurtleBoy says this. He goes, but you believe, nope, just kidding. How could you believe it wasn't intentional going that fast? I don't know what the other jurors were thinking, but you believe he wasn't hit. Correct. It was inconsistent because we thought that there should have been more damage to the car. Whoa, whoa. Thank you, common sense, for making an appearance. I've missed you. So, Bibbs, let's all just take a collective sigh that we did not believe that Officer John O'Keefe was hit because there was only a tail light, a portion of a tail light that shattered into 45 pieces, ricocheting off of apparently the Officer John O'Keefe was part man, part steel. We might have called him the Terminator, right? Like, what was Officer O'Keefe, a Terminator? Because he just put his arm up, right? And then on that hinge, it just moved, broke a taillight, but nothing else happened. I also want to remind you all, babes, that there was absolutely no blood spatter. There was only touch DNA, which all cops touched the back of cars. He was her boyfriend. He stayed at her house, and he would have touched the back of her car how many goddamn times every time he was walking behind it, because that's what they do for safety. My dad, it was actually not normal, but my father used to take me when I was little. We go to Prospect Hill, and he'd be doing friggin' details. I'm 4 years old, sitting in a cruiser with my father, and he's doing details. And then later on in life, I was like, or like one of his friends were like, Mick, you could have been killed. Like, you brought Kimberly with you. And he was like, yeah, I didn't think about that. He was really good at directing traffic, but like, that's just what they do. There's specific things that are very cop-like, Okay. So that was that. And then they believed there would be more damage. And like we said, there was no freaking, nothing underneath the car, no blood, no DNA, no nothing. And we know that Officer John O'Keefe, there was that one hair, babes. Jesus put that one hair, that single solitary hair that made its way in a blizzard. It was a miracle. Moses, Jesus, the apostles, the Holy Ghost, and Mary, Mother of God, worked together that night to allow one single hair to make itself into a C-like shape, right? It was hanging on, not by the entirety of the shaft, but just the middle part of it was what hung on for dear life to the right rear panel. Okay. Oh my gosh, Darlene Hansel, thank you so much. I appreciate you, Lovey. I just got a random thing from the desktop is talking to me. Thank you for my Venmo. I love you. I appreciate you. Okay. Okay, now here we go. And then, oh Lord, what are we doing? Okay, yeah. So you were persuaded because someone on the jury was an engineer, and they have had a convincing argument, and then you went back to not guilty because you changed your mind. I think we've established this, TB, but I like that you're pushing it home. And he says, I went home and thought about it, and I thought about, based on the evidence how was he ultimately killed? And that was a blow to the back of the head and hypothermia. Okay, so he went back to facts and evidence, which we appreciate. Thank you, Juror. And Lover Romy with Cheese said, then HTF, were they hung up? Yeah, right? He's saying they all agreed she didn't hit him, correct? Case closed, JFC. Agreed, Romy. So they all agreed, but then 6 of them were like, just kidding. I don't know. Again, though, guys, we've got to go back to this is a really difficult thing for juries and jurors. And again, this is the life of Officer John O'Keefe, right? And I think for whatever reason that a lot of people, and I believe truly that a lot of people sat there and went, I can't not give this mother something. Like, we care about like, they're looking at her going, I don't want her to go to jail for the rest of her life. But also, I can't do this to a grieving mother of a Boston police officer. Not saying it is right at all, but if they could give her something, they would have felt better in their hearts, I think, which, and that's not unfortunately, you can't do that. As much as your heart breaks for somebody, you have to follow the evidence. You can't make up your own story. But you're right, Romy. It should have been closed. Okay. So then, I've lost my place. Hey. Okay. Are you one of the jurors who reached out to the defense? I am not. Look at TurtleBoy. Can we for a minute just say, how amazing is that? So we have juror A, juror B, juror C, juror, give me the D, and juror E. We had a 5 spot. Now we've got a sixth juror. Now these were all like deliberating jurors too. So half the jury has come forward, and TB got one that was not from the initial like amount that came, you know what I mean? Like this wasn't from the initial batch that had come out that were through affidavits. I find that very interesting. Oh, there it is. Maddie Wags, go TurtleBoy. And the young Black economist, ooh, aren't you lovely? And she's just deaf. And then Kathy from New Jersey. It doesn't help Mrs. O'Keefe if the wrong person is convicted. OMG, what the F is up with these loons? You're right. Kathy, you are 110% correct. I'm just saying, like, I'm just saying, you know what I mean? I'm just saying. I know that it's not correct, and that's not helpful at all. But I can see where a juror potentially was sitting there going, how am I going to say nothing? How am I going to give her nothing? Was her son's life worth nothing? And it was. Officer John O'Keefe's life is worth something. It's worth an awful lot. And that's why we have fire and we have rage and we have our guts are churning all the time, guys. That's why we have the passion, right? Because Officer John O'Keefe's life is worth it. And he is worth the Mass State Police for them to have done their damn jobs, and they didn't. And that's shameful on them. Sorry, I was feeling the feelings. Okay. And then, so we know that this is not one of the jurors who have come forward. And then we hear, I was thinking about reaching out to the group and saying we would reach out to the judge as a group, not as individuals. Oh, I like a collective. Ding, 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 juror. So that the first and third count can be resolved because we didn't want to sign that. The reason it ended up being that way is because there was 2 of us in the group who wanted to reach out to the judge and tell her that we were unanimous on counts 1 and 3. And the foreman said, no, that's not our charge. We have to be unanimous on all 3 accounts. Oh, okay. Okay, we're going to need to, Chloe, you've got to go away for a minute because you know what time it is. Guys, we've been on our best behavior, but now it's time. You know what time it is. On your mark, get set, punch a proctor, okay? Because we are done. So you're telling me that they were unanimous on counts 1 and 3. We knew it. And the foreman said, nope, we can't do that. We can't be a hung jury because we have to get all 3 done in order for us to actually come to a verdict. Well, I blame you, punch a proctor, because and I also blame Judge Beverly Cannoni because she knew damn right well, guys. I think she knew damn right well. And when I say that, I mean it as this, is that when we went back, and I know that you guys listened to this because I listened to the jury instructions and everything, she 100% said to them, you do not provide me with any information unless you have a verdict on all three. Tell me in the chat, guys, if you know damn right well that Judge Cannoni said you have to have all three or you have nothing. Because I know she said it, because I went back and I watched it. But I want you to agree with me. And yes, thank you, Echo Justice. That's exactly what she did. And then we remember the actual nightmare that was the verdict slipped. It slipped. Slipped. Now I'm thinking he slipped. Jeez, what are you talking about, Kim? So the verdict slip that was, she didn't want to put that there were the not guilty section. And then all of a sudden she was like, JK, you want to know why, babes? Because I think, and this might be just me talking all the ass. Oh, look at Kim. Oh, okay. She's new here. Okay. I was thinking that she ended up literally going back and talking to one of her supervisors, and then her supervisor, or like whoever is like the higher up judge, because I know that she's a very high up judge, but I thought maybe another judge was like, Bev, you have to put on a not guilty because he just made an incredible argument when it was Alan Jackson who requested it. Yes. Oh, Giovanni's Pikachu. Keep yapping. I sure will, babes. I don't know if you're being sarcastic or not, but I can yap. Okay. So that I'm unwell over additionally. And then we had another information. So the jury foreman is picked by Judge Cannoni, which like, I guess just happens. You can choose one, or it should have been done with the bingo machine. But babes, do you remember this? I don't even know. Oh gosh, I don't even know if you know this. But so when I interviewed Miss Rita Lombardi, okay, this is what she said to me. She goes, Kim, we were in the court, right? Or like there was like everybody's in the court and they were picking the jury. Okay. Stop. I'm giving an exclusive. Get close to me. Oh my God, I'm blacked out. Okay. So listen. So Rita tells me, she goes, you know how they were doing in the old school, Jim had the ball machine, right? And he picked up the balls and he looked at the balls and he goes like I-37 or whatever, right? And then they put it down. Did you know that they didn't show it to Karen and to Alan Jackson? They never showed the numbers. Let's pass away together. Are you kidding me? And I said, Rita. No, Rita. they had to have shown it, Rita. Like that's impossible. Like they have to show you the bingo number as the defense counsel. And she goes, they did not show the ball. And I blacked out. Okay, so that is that. Yes. Thank you, Cambry Jade says, OMG, shady AF. Agreed, Lovey. Yes. Iceman 2.0 says, yes, we know those two numbers were not confirmed by the defense counsel. Iceman 2.0. God, you know all the things. Because I found that out from Rita and I did not know. Okay. Well, all right, Mary, I don't know. Let's ask the chat. Mary Malaki, hi, Lovey, how are you? She says, question, was the jury foreman the former police officer? Is that correct? I don't know, but that's a good question. Listen to the chat. I can't tell you that one. Okay, so then okay, there was reports of bullying in the deliberation room. Did you feel the foreman was bullying? Punch a proctor. Okay. He was given the charge as being the foreman, selected, hand selected by the hands of Judge Cannoni. Woo! Okay. Then, and therefore, we believed he was the leader. Oh, you did. Oh, you did. And this is why I think that everybody in the Karen Reed movement, when anyone says that we're in a cult, it's not funny, but it's also hilarious, because I don't follow anyone. You try to tell me what to do, and I'm going to have some sort of internal button that even if I wanted to do what you were telling me to do, I would do it. I would not do it just to piss you off. So a foreman, which was clearly instructed in the jury instructions, said that they are the foreperson, which is great, but they have no more weight or they have no more worth than any other one of you. Every single one of you, your voice matters, not just the foreman. Yes. Yes. Oh, Karen gets it. Karen gets it. She says, LOL, I'm the same way, Kim. I know it's not, might not be normal, but it's just, yeah. So he was like, oh yeah, we just listened to whatever the foreman said, because not whatever they said, but we believed that they were the leader and knew he was talking about it. The letters to the judge regarding how we were going back were well written. Yes, they were. I agree. I don't know if it would have changed things if we had asked that question about consensus on the two accounts. Well, babe, let me answer that for you. Our juror friend, juror number 6, TurtleBoy's friend. It would have changed everything. Okay, I know that you don't know that, but I'm going to tell you. I'm going to just let you know, give you a little answer to this good old question. It would have changed everything, and there only would have been one count on the table for Karen Reed. Oh, Pierre, the foreman is just a glorified secretary who writes the notes. Thank you so much, and I totally agree, Pierre, and your little bear. Okay. So 2 of the jurors wanted to reach out to Judge Cannoni and ask if they could acquit on 2 charges and hang on the 3rd. And your foreman said no. Yep, he said no. He said it needs to be 100% with the charges and with a unanimous verdict. Oh, sorry. Hold on. Quick, I got a little something in my pocket for the foreman. And it's just, do with it what you will. And so why didn't you reach out to the judge? Because only the foreman is allowed to reach out to the judge. The foreman is the only one who can write the notes. And it was only 2 of us who wanted to reach out. But since the foreman didn't, it was 10-2. And they agreed that it had to be unanimous because everybody else just followed the fucking leader. And there was no note to be passed to the judge. Then TurtleBoy says, do you feel like the guilty voters were more persuasive? Now, this is interesting. Once deliberations began, there were jurors who didn't want to deliberate because they had their decision already for guilty. Okay. Mayday. We have a problem. Okay. Houston, please. All right. Let's not Armageddon this bitch. What the Christ are you talking about? So you're telling me that on a poll, on a straw poll, that's what it's called, right? A straw poll is when they get just asked in the beginning, hey, where are you? Let's find out where everyone is so we can make a decision. We can see how far we need to come. So you're telling me that when you started deliberations, they didn't want to deliberate anything because they were already set on guilty. Well, babes, that's jury misconduct. That is a jury misconduct. Okay? So if we all could, resuscitate ourselves and just say to this juror, hi, juror friend, you need to come forward. You need to put in a letter, okay, to Judge Cannoni, and you need to talk all the shit. You need to talk all the shit in your letter. And I need you to say everything that we've just harped upon regarding what is not appropriate. Look at Debbie Kruger says, this jury didn't put much thought into their deliberation. Debbie, I would agree. There were certain jurors that didn't, because we did do 5 days of it, you know, but for the love of God, that's horrifying to think. Am I screaming at them? Oh, look, Helen, poor Helen. I'm sorry, Helen. And Echo Justice says, such an idiotic thing. It is a murder trial, for God's sake. Our life's future luck in the hands of the people alike. This is so scary. I know. Oh, Miss Shorty, stop it. Stop it. I love you. And look at this. I love this one from Kathy. The Mass Attorney General should look into this. Amen. Amen. Hello. Hi. If you're watching, Nurse Kim. Just kidding. But like maybe Mr. Betterow. You know what? I should have asked Mr. Betterow if he would have come on with us to talk at least about the questions as it relates to if there's anything there. You know what I'm saying? Because we know that like per jury misconduct, like I've Googled it and researched, and it's not really even in a legal nurse consultant role that I would know all of that stuff. I just know what my role would falls under. But I mean, guys, this is like screaming. Okay. So I'm praying that Mr. Yannetti, that Mr. Alan Jackson, that Liza Little, Karen, anybody just like look at this and like hope that somebody comes forward. Okay. Then it says, how do you feel about Brian Albert, Colin Albert, and Jennifer McCabe coming in on the last day of court? It was intimidating. Of course it was, because that's what we said. Because we said that. We said, oh, that's weird. And that's going to be uncomfy. And it's also going to give a sign of solidarity with the DA's case, right? It's telling Lally, it's giving the jury the understanding that the O'Keefe family is behind Brian Albert, Colin Albert, and Jennifer McCabe, and so is the Commonwealth. So are you going to put your neck on the line for Karen Reed when we all know what happened? And you should probably know that too, in my opinion. Yes. Okay. And that, why are they there? I get that they have a vested interest in it, but it's not a comfortable feeling. Yep. The majority of us were not comfortable seeing them there. Picture Proctor. Okay. And then, okay. Afterwards, have you read about the case afterwards? Afterwards, I have done a little bit of research, but not as much as people are thinking. Okay. And if you had known about the federal investigation, would that have changed your opinion? Knowing that the ARCA guys were hired by the FBI would have changed a lot. You think? Do you think? I think so. If it was told to us that they were part of a separate investigation, that's all they needed to say without tainting our information. And babe, that's why I want to say, like, perhaps we could ask for that, right? Just to say, is it a possibility for us to say, hey, she, like, this is like in a separate federal investigation or in a separate something. It just can't say in another proceeding, because that doesn't give enough info, which I think is necessary in order to give the context. So Romy says, Botox Brian shouldn't have been allowed in closing arguments. Oh, Romy. And then we have, I'm so sorry, guys, bear with me. You know, she's new to the desktop. Too blessed to be stressed says you should try reaching out to YouTube lawyer, the lawyer you know. He is phenomenal and has covered and still covers this case as well. Absolutely. I just actually watched Mr. Peter Tragos, and I love his father too. I think they're awesome. And that is very interesting. I should maybe send him an email. And he said that he believed that Karen, after he watched the 2020, he said that Karen shouldn't testify. And so did Emily D. Baker, because that's how shitty the 2020 interview was, guys. Can you believe that? Now, we know that Brian, LTL Brian, and Dave Cullinane, Dave, just went out to supper with Karen Reed. And what did they say to us, guys? They said, Karen, we talked for 3.5, 4 hours. She is so passionate. She is so incredible. She is so convicted in her, in her spirit, that she gives all of the information and she just gets it out. Nothing off limits, with two like YouTube guys, or like Dave's more, in theory, he's more TikTok, but like for two guys that you don't know, that didn't sign any paperwork, there was no lawyers present, and it was a no holds bar, almost 4-hour conversation. Also, I still cannot, I can't get over it. I'm so unbelievably jealous. But like that's the access that they had, and they were 100% saying that Karen needs to testify. She needs to get up there, because if the jury heard what they heard, there would be no doubt, and she would be acquitted. I'm just repeating what the boys said. Yes. Tots in pockets. Josh Levy, save her. Yes. Okay. So, have you have you ever interacted with John Fanning? No. Huh. Really? The state police would be in the parking lot when we finished, but we didn't speak to any of them. Okay, I didn't read that appropriately the first time. So, okay, that's good to know. But it doesn't mean that that he wasn't listening. Just throwing it out there. And babe, can you just turn that light on for me, please? Thank you. Then was there any contention based on differences in notes? The group wanted to look at the cert notes. Now, we knew that, guys. We knew that. And there wasn't any cert notes. Oh, you have everything that was in the case. Remember? So Gallagher, he was like, oh yeah, this just is what it is. And at least I felt, in my humble opinion, that Judge Cannoni did do the right thing by saying, you have all of the evidence in this case. And Maddie Wags, of course he did. Did he not know it was Fanning? That's an interesting take too. Okay, and why did you want the search report? There was a fear that some of the pieces of the red tail light was planted. You were almost there. Come on, keep going, keep following. And the point of our contention was to see what time the first CERT team individuals were arriving, and if there was time to take pieces of the tail light and put it on the grass prior to the state police coming in. The answer to that is yes. It's yes. I don't give a shit. I don't care. Fight me on Twitter, fight me on TikTok, fight me on, any platform, fight me here. The answer is yes. There was time. There was time. And then, was the jury aware that at 7 a.m. the Canton police didn't find any pieces of the taillight or the shoe? How did they think that the taillight just got there when the state police searched the 12 hours later? Some people were looking at it and saying they were going to ignore those pieces of information. Deep breaths, everyone. We're going to read it together. We're going to read it together. Deep breaths. And it is that that it seems very convincing on the other data that they had. And some people were saying that it had to be there, but the Canton Police Department just missed it. They believed that was more likely than it not being there because she was guilty. Okay, now let us pray. Let us pray. Let us all take a moment and pray for humans to have brain cells. Let us pray for those brain cells to fire off in the other neurons in our brain and to make a connection, babes. Okay, all we need is connection, connectivity in your brain. So you're telling me that it was more convincing to you that they just missed it in less than 2 inches of snow with a goddamn leaf blower and a video of it than for the Mass police to be magically finding them. Okay. Sounds good. And then so they believe she was guilty, worked backwards and said Canton police just must have missed it. Yep, or they must have not paid attention, says the juror. They must have not paid attention. Seems legit. Okay, and Z says to us, this juror didn't interact with Fanning, but maybe others did. Absolutely, Z. And Reality Checks, Lovey High, says the pieces the CERT team didn't match Karen's car. And babes, isn't that some shit? Have you seen, I just put in a FOIA request. Have you seen my TikTok video that I made on Benny Berkowitz driving in October of 2022, a cruiser 685 of the Canton Police Department, that he's driving around with an expired inspection sticker from August, okay? And what is missing on that cruiser in the back of is a right rear tail light. Now, I'm not saying anything, but I'm just saying, isn't that interesting? And I want to know when that got fixed, because we know that it must have happened before August because they didn't go get their inspection sticker. But now you're telling me that there is a right rear tail light that is made from the same composite of polycarbonate fiber. Wait, babe, what is that? Polycarbonate? Yeah, whatever. Polycarbonate and ABS. I can't say the ABS stuff, but Ford Explorers and Lexuses have the same composite. So it would have been consistent with, but it didn't fit in to the repatching that Mix Valaire, when she reconstructed it into piece one, the big piece, they didn't fit, babes. Just saying. And look at Iceman 2.0. He says, yes, the Glera played that video 2 days ago. These people are so corrupt, I wouldn't put it past them. And they tried to use that taillight to frame Karen first. I'm just like, for mass accountability, it's on X, guys. Mass accountability. They're this group. Thank you, Iceman. I appreciate that's an awesome comment. Thank you, Glera, for doing that, because I think I was watching Melanie's stream with him last night, and he mentioned it. And I was just saying, like, there were pieces that did not match Karen Reed's vehicle. And now we find that there was an entire right housing of a Ford Explorer cruiser that Ken Berkowitz's son, I call him Baby Bird Berkowitz, little Baby Bird Berkowitz, he was driving around like, you know, if this was a regular person, if it's me or you, we're getting a ticket where like it's unsafe. He could have been really in deep shit, and he's pulling up at friggin' Stoughton District Court in the cruiser with no brake light on that side. And ain't that some shit? That they're composed of, like, you know, the same composition. They didn't specifically match it back to Karen's. And now we have, and maybe just potentially, something that would have made sense. Oh, and love a Romy with cheese. Kim, I'm saying all the things because that cop car missing a tail light, casing the housing, yep, is extremely suspicious. I am unwell over it. Absolutely, babes. And I know, guys, I know you're saying to yourself, Kim, you're reaching on that one. I don't know. Because if I was, I would get it. like, and I would say, guys, I always try to keep myself like on earth, right? But like, just so happened to be that video comes up and it's Ken Berkowitz's son. And this is 7 months after Officer John O'Keefe is found unalive. And it's not saying that it just happened then, because his inspection sticker was expired months before that, and they never took it to get the inspection sticker. So I'm just saying, stop being shady. And you also, it's too many coinkydinks. All right. Canton, I don't trust coincidences in Canton. I'm just saying. All right. Punch a Proctor. Oh, okay. And then we have did Karen demeanor turn the jurors off? I think her demeanor and then the juror says, I think her demeanor and facial expressions at certain points of the trial did. She made certain facial expressions during certain witnesses' testimony, and some jurors looked at it in a particular way. Now, we've known that though, right? Because the juror that got dismissed allegedly said that they didn't like that Karen was smiling. And like, yeah, okay. If you tried to set me up and send me to jail for the rest of my life for killing my boyfriend, I'm pretty sure that I would look at you like a shitty asshole too. We all know that I am an expressive broad. You know everything. It doesn't matter. Shut your mouth, Kim. I still say it with my face, Too Blessed to Be Stressed says, thank you, Lovey, says, this jury sounds just as corrupt as the cops. Shaking my head. Oh, Lord. I think they mean well, but like when we're hearing it, it sounds so wild. Did they say that during deliberations about Karen? And it says, when statements were being made and someone would either sigh or make an expression, it was more of the commenting when we talked about it during deliberations. And did the 3 holdouts for the not guilty make it clear that they could not be persuaded? They were very strong about it and that they wouldn't budge. Okay. The 3 holdouts are incredible. And we would like to take a round of applause for our 3 not guilties that were like, nope, not doing it. Like, never wavered, steadfast in their assertion that what they knew was the right thing, and they had to stick to it, guys. You know what I mean? Because I don't know, but I would say that most people, when they're jurors, that they sit there and they're saying to themselves, oh my God, this is so terrible. I want to be done. Like, I'm, and the closer that you get to getting to a verdict, and that the people didn't fold, is really commendable. So like, because can you imagine being those 3 when they're just sitting there and they're being pressured to come to a verdict, but they just couldn't do it. And for you saving Karen's life, and for you caring about truth, for you caring about justice, I think that you are incredible. And I just wanted to just say that to them. And then did jurors think okay. Did you guys, no. Did jurors think she deleted it? This is going back to the no, I lied. The Ring camera. And it said, I don't think she deleted it, but I wondered if it was lost during the investigation. Probably. Oh, thank you, Daria. I appreciate you. Thank you for being a member, love, and for gifting a membership. I don't think she deleted it, but I wondered if it got lost in the investigation. It probably wasn't saved on Ring, but it was, right? Because all of the Ring information was found, but Karen didn't delete any of it. She never even had access to it, babes. Okay. It would have been better if Buchnick followed up with the Ring to make sure there was footage showing what time she got back, because we don't know what time she got back. But we do. We do. Punch a Proctor. We do know what time. We know what time. Okay. Well, and TB says, Well, we do, because Nicholas Garino said that she clocked into the Wi-Fi at One Meadows at 12:36. And then the juror says, which is also strange, because it should have created ring video footage. I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I don't give one shit about the ring footage of seeing her come in and come out if we have documented proof that she is connected to the Wi-Fi at 12:36. And that is approximately, guys, 9 minutes before Jennifer McCabe sends her last text to Officer John O'Keefe at 12:45 a.m., where she said on the stand and in every grand jury and in every report that she saw the car until it left after the last text message. And babes, with that, I tell you this. Why would Jen McCabe place Karen Reed at a scene that she was not at? So much so, and her testimony was so weighted in this trial, that Adam Lally got up in his opening statement and said that Karen Reed struck Officer John O'Keefe at 12:45 a.m. And then he had to change it in his closing statement and say, just kidding, Karen Reed actually hit Officer John O'Keefe at 12:32 a.m. Well, that didn't happen either. So here you go. I'm just going to look for something. It's right here for you, and it's right there. Okay. And then we have, did jurors, okay, and this was it, guys. This is what I want to talk about. Oh, like I'll get through this and then we can be done. But did the jurors judge Karen Reed because she drove drunk? And it says that the 6 who were guilty who voted guilty had very strong opinions about operating a vehicle under the influence and the drinking habits of the parties involved. TurtleBoy asked, the parties involved, not just Karen. And it says one of the things we commented on was when John switched from drinking beer to hard alcohol in a glass. So why did he switch? Now, with that being said, these people must be experienced drinkers. Of course they are. They're law enforcement. Thank you. And Brian Higgins said he was going to go home and have another drink, another Jameson and ginger. And so we thought these people were all professionals with their consumption of alcohol. You are 100% right. So now the one thing, wait, did he ask any more questions about the alcohol? No, that's it. Okay. So I just wanted to say with the alcohol consumption, guys, I'm going to post a video, or we're going to do like a Talk Shit Tuesday, because we need to, one of my incredible people who are my loveys from out of town, okay, said she sent me an article which happened at the Kenny Chesney concert, like the Summer Gillette tour, and somebody crossed lines into Rhode Island. Now, there was this big kerfuffle, okay, a cluster kerfuffle that happened because when they crossed state lines, they were able to draw the alcohol, they were able to get a BAC on the suspect, right? Who was suspected for a DUI. But babes, there is no law in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts that allows you to get a BAC on somebody after a specific amount of time. And this is where I'm going to fight till the end. I'm going to fight. I want to see all the medical records, because when I tell you that there is a way to get around that, because Karen Reed was sent to the hospital, guys, not as a suspected OUI, not handcuffed and put in the back of a Canton Cruiser. She was literally taken by ambulance on a Section 12. And that Section 12 resulted in a blood alcohol content or a toxicology that was taken. I don't give a shit. I don't know who took it. I want to see the nurse's notes or the phlebotomist notes. I want to see all the shit. I need to see everything. because to me, that seems like Karen Reed's, her rights have been violated. And that is because the only reason that that was done, Karen, this would have never happened. Karen would have never, literally, guys, even been able to have been a manslaughter charge with under the influence had she not gone to a hospital. But the hospital was only for her mental health crisis. There was no one who said, not a paramedic, not Daniel Whitley, not Officer Saraf, not Officer Mullaney, not Lank. No one said that Karen Reed smelt of alcohol. No one said, Flamati didn't say it. Nuttall didn't say it. Even that little tiny bitch, Katie McLaughlin, didn't say it. So how dare you have taken her toxicology when that had nothing to do with anything, in my opinion. Okay. So that was, sorry, Nurse Kim rant. All right. And then Judge, what do we think about, okay, that the foreman wrote in an affidavit that the protesters could be heard outside during deliberations. Was that true? We only heard them during lunch or when Karen's defense attorneys were walking out, and that's because everybody got louder at those times. And then Judge Beverly Cannoni did not bring jurors back to confirm the 12-0 to acquittal on murder. Is there any discussion amongst the jurors to come together and make a statement as a group to come out that you guys acquitted her of the murder and now that she's facing another trial? And he says, I've texted the group. I was hoping the foreman would approach the group. Oh, you were? Oh, you were? Lovey, I'm sorry. I'm going to need you to put your big boy pants on. Okay, put those big boy pantaloons on and you're going to reach out, because no one gives a shit if it's the foreman or if it is jurors, the other 11. No one cares. If you feel this, if you know that it's true and this is on your heart, you need to come forward. Text the group, okay? I'll start the group chat, bitch, if we need me to. All right? Figure it out. But my feelings, and then he says, but my feelings are that this is in order to do our civic duty, I want to reach out to them as a group and say, I think we should approach and make a statement that we found her not guilty on counts 1 and counts 3. I don't care about that anymore because she's not going to allow it to go on. I need you to say all the rest. Okay? I need you to say what was going on, that you knew about TurtleBoy. Okay. I need you to say that there was 2 jurors in the back that would not even talk to you because they had already made their decisions and did not deliberate, and that you did a straw poll when you weren't supposed to. Okay. Then he says, I thought it was going to resolve. I thought Judge Cannoni is going to change her mind here. I wonder legally if she can, but if we did it as the United Front, perhaps they could do something. And, that's put your wants in the globe, babe. But then do you believe that the focus on the conspiracy by the defense hurt their cause? Do you think they had, shut up, Kim. Do you think, what am I reading? Do you think if they had just stuck to Karen Reed, couldn't have hit him with her car because it's physically impossible, instead of blaming the McAlberts, would it have been a more effective defense? And the juror says, goes, I believe it would have been the most effective defense if they had just gone with the facts of the case and not created all these other pieces, which I get it. It is great for reasonable doubt, but clearly did not create the case for the individuals for who it did not create a reasonable doubt. I will have a lot to say about this tomorrow night. That was TurtleBoy. Oh, P.S. I'm sure that all of you guys are belong to TurtleBoy, but if you don't know the website, it is tbdailynews.com. And thank you again to TurtleBoy and to his administrator for giving me ad-free access. I wicked appreciate you. Okay, so now, guys, what I have to say about that is on July 1st, 2024, I was devastated, right? We found out it was a mistrial. I blacked out, I teleported, and I got on my whiteboard, babes. And what did I do? I made Nurse Kim's 5-point Karen Reed Road to Acquittal retrial. And so I wrote all this crap down, and I had like a 5-point plan where I wanted Karen to talk about the like I wanted the key cycles to be brought up because I got a guy named Tony at Lexus, and he told me that Adam Lally and Trooper Paul interpreted the data incorrectly, and I was like, check. Then I wanted us to say that there was means and opportunity for something else to have happened, right? You can name all the players and say that there's means and opportunity for something else. But at the same time, we don't go there like with what else happened, or we don't like go deep that way. We just say all we know is Karen didn't do it. And that was 2 of my 5-point plan. But you know, I think that all in all, this was intense. This was something I did not expect. And for TurtleBoy to write what he wrote, guys, like this is not an amazing shake for Karen, right? Like this doesn't look like, oh, we all believed you and we all think that you're, fantastic and, you've been touched by the hand of God. No, like, no, what this is saying is very clearly where there were weaknesses on both the Commonwealth and the defense side. And this is invaluable. Okay? This is invaluable for retrial unless, there is, Josh Levy is able to do another data dump and everybody and it's dismissed. But F those jurors that wouldn't participate in deliberations. You're all a bunch of shitheads. Okay, now let's talk together, guys. Let's talk. Let me try to move this thing so I can stop presenting and then we can talk. And then I promise I'll let you go because I've kept you for too long. Oh, I don't know how to move. Oh, is this it? Oh, okay. Now let me get this screen. I'm trying to work the desktop. Okay. Oh, I did it. I think I did it. Okay. Oh, I almost broke my knee. Okay. All right, let me do comments, loveys. My Maddie Wags, TurtleBoy gets the truth out. So do you, Kim. Oh, thank you, Maddie Wags. I love you. And oh, absolutely. Mallory Elise says, sent you an email about the road to acquittal, Nurse Kim. Mallory, I'm going to look for it, lovey. And then we've got Kathy in New Jersey says that redhead, absolutely, across the country, but start with Mass. I love it. And okay, what does Sonia say? Hi, Sonia. All of it is reasonable doubt. The juror even says that. They don't have to believe the defense. They just need to not believe Lallygag. Amen. And I mean, Jesus, isn't there enough? Isn't there enough, guys? Oh, and now here we go. Not too long. Keep on talking. Oh, Jen Lee 143. I love you. And oh gosh, I know. And has anyone looked into the man over the MSP crime lab that was on paid leave? John, has anyone looked into the man over at the Mass State Police crime lab that was on paid leave? No, I don't know about that. If you have any information, I would be happy to look into it. And any final thoughts, guys? All right. Taryn says, if you were a juror, who would you call? Keith Morrison, George Stephanopoulos, or Oprah? If I were a juror, who would I think I would call Keith Morrison, personally. I love Oprah. Okay, like listen, Oprah stan, but for this specifically, Keith's voice alone, the sweet savory sound of Keith Morrison telling my story, like telling my story and asking me questions, please. Oh gosh, I know, Kate. Too many thoughts to verbalize. I know, guys. I'm sorry. I've done. I don't know if we've done this a a service, if we've done good here, or if we've maybe done a disservice because our minds are literally in shambles. They've shattered into 45 pieces. Loveys, make sure you drop a comment after the stream has ended. It helps Nurse Kim in an algorithm. My gosh, Miss Shorty, see, this is why you are a freaking YouTube genius, okay? I know nothing. And let's see what Iceman, my Iceman 2.0, all right? He's in my top 8. We're making this MySpace again, guys, okay? Final thoughts. Buckle up for round 2 as outside of divine intervention, Lally will bring this trial, even if he only has the Aruba girls as witnesses. Amen. Amen to that. Okay, Iceman, he will, if it's a little scantily clad Sullivan sister, he's bringing it no matter what. And Romy, my lover Romy with cheese, next round, they need someone from Apple to testify the accuracy of their data because driving on a hill does not equal going up and down stairs. Romy, you also need to get into your PI like bag, okay? Because you are so smart and pretty with all the things. And I don't know why that wasn't brought up. Like we were literally listening, guys, to Trooper Garino. I got the eye twitch back. And he's supposed to be, you know, everything. He's who was supposed to be like, oh, Bible. Okay. Yes. Oh, okay. Here we go. And then Daria says, even if Hustlong to Dying Cold was done at 5 a.m., all the other evidence was exceptionally strong enough to lead to reasonable doubt. And that is where I want to leave it off, Daria, because you are so correct. And even if, but again, like that's making it seem like the defense made up Hustlong to Dying Cold. Like that's a Celebrite report. It wasn't just the defense that was like, JK, let me pretend that Jennifer McCabe was typing this in while she was, you know, apparently doing the Hockamock basketball. Oh, Emma D, love you, Miss Kim, Amy from Alabama, and love Miss Rita. Oh, and we love your face, darling. Okay, and Guarino is the worst. Yes, yes, yes. After the Sandra Birchmore case, I'm done. I'm done. Dig up Steve Jobs. That's terrible. His black freaking turtleneck will find the way. Okay. And then Danielle Alexander writes, in my opinion, the Commonwealth's theory was less believable than the defense. The defense had evidence and honest witnesses. The Commonwealth and their witnesses all seem like clowns. Not sure how anyone believed anything they said. I agree. I think there was so many problems with the Commonwealth's witnesses, so many inconsistent statements, so many lack of like no idea where you were, what time it was. Well, couldn't tell you. Oh, like, and if you just go back, like Karen Reed never said that the Mass State Police did something like wrong to her at all, guys, at all. Yet a Jennifer McCabe gets on the stand and she goes, you know, oh no, that's incorrect. That's an incorrect statement. I didn't say that. Oh no, I never deleted that. Oh no, that's another report that's incorrect. Nope, I didn't say that to Tully. I didn't say it to Proctor. I didn't say it to anybody. Well, babes, What the hell did you say? Because apparently no one got anything that you said correct. But Adam Lally used your witness account for 15 minutes in his arraignment of Karen Reed. The arraignment of Karen Reed at Stoughton District Court on February 2nd, 2022 was narrated, in my opinion, by Jennifer McCabe. I agree. All right, loveys, I have kept you for 1 hour and 55 minutes. I apologize. I love your faces. I think that you are everything. And I just wanted to say to you, thank you so much again for answering my FaceTime. I don't know like why you show up for me, but I appreciate you more than you will ever know. And maybe tomorrow, if you're around, I don't know. I don't want to push it. It's getting, how many times are you going to keep showing up here, Kim? But, you know, if you're around tomorrow, maybe we could do a Talk Shit Tuesday. Okay. All right. I love your face. Talk to you soon. Bye.